So you're posting your AI twin content. The images look great, the videos look great, but you're not growing. Nobody's following, you're not getting the sales. If that's happening, I want you to know it's not the algorithm, it's not your niche, it's not your offer. And by the end of this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. Now, if you're new here, hey, I'm Coach Needy. I've been growing a brand online for over 15 years. I was face front, and then in 2024, I went faceless. I launched my course Twinfluence. We've had over 1,500 students come through this very methodology. And I've watched this exact pattern play out hundreds of times. So I know what's breaking it, right? And that is the reason why I wanted to do this training, specifically, because I know that you need it. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly why your AI twin isn't building an audience, and you're going to know what to do about it before you post another piece of content. Another reason why this is so exciting and so timely is because next week on Thursday, June 4th, I'm going to be having a training that's going to dig deep more into what we're speaking about today. So if you want that information, make sure you stick around. Let's dig into the content. I'll have some information in the description, and let's get into it. Okay. So first, let's talk about the fact that it isn't the algorithm. When I first started posting with my AI twin, there wasn't a lot of people posting with AI twins yet, but the few that were, there were like some big pages that was posting with an AI twin, and in my opinion, it looked fake. All right, like models, very unattainable, like prom dresses, walking down the street in slow motion, just not realistic. And I knew right then and there that there was going to be a different way to do this, and that's what I found. And a lot of people blame the algorithm. That's, they feel like that's the reason why their AI twin isn't growing, is because, well, the algorithm isn't pushing their content out. But the truth is, it's not the algorithm. The algorithm push you out, even if it's to 100 people. The problem is that the content you're putting out is creating distrust without you even knowing it. So here's what I mean. Every time your AI twin shows up looking different, your audience brain cannot attach to it. So real influencers who have, die hard communities and audiences, they don't just post a lot. They post and show up as the same person over and over again, so much so that they start to feel familiar. And that's what people fall in love with. It's like a TV character, someone and that's why you keep showing up for that TV show, is because you feel like you're a part of it. And that's exactly what real influencers do. So your AI twin may be posting, but she's not showing up as the same person every single time. And that is the real problem, not the algorithm. Now, let me show you what this looks like in practice. Immediately, you can tell when someone doesn't have a clear goal behind their content, okay? Because it kind of looks like you're just playing with AI, right? So like you're playing with a new app every week. One week you're on the beach, one week you're in the penthouse, one time you're in this car, the next time you're in the next car. And I see why this happens, right? As someone who's been coaching entrepreneurs for over 15 years now, and even me myself going through this, there was a time when I used to think the same thing. I used to be mad that I couldn't afford to go to Paris and take pictures in front of the Eiffel Tower, because my mind told me that if I had that, people would see my brand as more luxury, as more expensive, as more credible, and they'll do business with me. And that's really the thinking. The thinking is that this luxury content is aspirational, and that's what's going to attract people. But the reality is that's not what's happening. What's really happening is that you're blending in, right? Or sometimes, even worse, you're looking like you're playing instead of building. And that's not what we're going for. So, sometimes this can also look like you're getting a lot of comments where people are saying, "This is cute. Oh, yes, I love this. You the GOAT." But you're not getting the leads and you're not getting the sales. That's not a compliment. It's a signal that there's something you have to look at, because people do businesses with accounts that feel like credible brands, not accounts that look like they're just testing apps. And that is what you really have to think about. Now, another thing that I think a lot of people get mixed up is they feel like, okay, well, if you're saying that I need to be recognizable in the feed and that's what's going to help me, then I am using the same colors. I am using the same fonts. Branding is not just picking a color or a font. And I need you to hear that, right? So let me give you an example. If you don't know, or if you don't have any branding or marketing experience, right? Or any knowledge, then a lot of times you make decisions based on what looks good to the eye. But your eye is not your audience. And I feel like this same thing happens when people are using tools like ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini. It's like you use these tools, but if you don't have business foundation or you don't know what good copy sounds like, then you don't know how to direct it. And the same principle stands when it comes to using AI twins in your content. You know, think about it like this. Nobody told you that the crown molding in your bedroom is supposed to look the same in your kitchen, right? You're not an interior decorator or construction, a home construction guy, right? So you're not thinking like that. But your audience brain is subconsciously. So every time your AI twin shows up differently, you're creating distrust without even trying. Your AI twin has to earn trust, connection. It has to be memorable the same way a real influencer does. Just because you're using a digital character doesn't mean the standard is lower. No, if anything, the standard is higher because there is somewhat of an unspoken distrust with AI right now. And everyone knows that, right? There is somewhat of an unspoken distrust when people are seeing characters, advertising clothing and they're not even real, right? And so that means that you of all people do need to build this trust. And this is what we're talking about. This is what the real problem is. Now, after watching about 1,500 students build their own twins, I started to see a clear pattern that was showing up. And the ones who were getting followers and leads and sales all had these specific things in common, right? And the ones who were getting crickets were missing at least one of these things, usually all three. Now, these three things have nothing to do with what AI tool you use or how good your images look. And I'm going to be breaking down these three things, these three tools. I just said tools. It's not tools, but I would say these three principles and strategies I'm going to be breaking down for you in my upcoming workshop Thursday, June 4th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you are loving this conversation, you want to get your AI twin content converting, you want to get things moving, then you're going to want to save your seat. We have about 100 seats. I'm going to leave the link in the description for you. But what I want to leave you with is, remember, when you're seeing things like, when you make these shifts, right? When you learn the three principles that I'm going to teach you and we break it all the way down, I'm even going to give you a live demo. When you see this happen, this is what starts to happen. Your comments go from "this is cute" to "how are you doing this" and "where do I sign up?" The leads start to come in, even from people who you thought didn't trust AI. The content starts to feel real because it has a world, a story, a vibe, a life, people that, something that people can actually follow. Early on, when I started marketing with my AI twin, I started marketing with a character in 2024. And then in January of 2025, I launched my identical hyper realistic AI twin, the one that you probably know and see all the time, right? When I first launched, my mindset was, well, this is an extension of me. It's a representation of me. So everything that I did, really, I kept it close to mimicking my real life. Now in 2026, a lot of it is more up leveled and it's more of a manifestation of where I'm going, right? But it's still a lot of my routines and my activities really do mimic my real life. And that was something that worked for me. However, I don't feel like everyone has to do it that way. What I do feel is that everyone should think like that. So if you're watching this and your AI twin isn't getting traction, this training is absolutely for you because you don't need to have a hyper realistic identical AI twin, but you do need to think like, if how would I show up if this was a real business and my face was, I was the face of this business? What would I show up as? How would I show up? What stories would I tell? And that is what your AI twin need to do. right? So just because, we call it AI twins, AI avatars, AI influencers, they're digital characters, but just because they're digital, as I said before, it doesn't mean that they don't need to earn that trust and connection and recognizability the same way real influencers do. So what I'm going to do on the free training is show you exactly how to do it. The free training is called Why Nobody is Following Your AI Twin and How to Fix It, okay? And we're, like I said, I'm going to break down the 3 things, but I'm also going to show you a live demo of a tool that I built specifically to fix this. So if you know this is what you want, go ahead and register. Thank you for watching the video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.